Big Mike here with
Hayes Entertainment.
today's episode. We got North Carolina State football player Daniel Joseph, NFL draft pick this year, guys.
Like what we're doing, hit the subscribe button.
This is Daniel Joseph from NC State, Wolfpack. I only touch greatness.
If you're looking for a mug, perhaps a hoodie, head on over to IOnlyTouchGreatness.com.
If you're looking for a bar that also only touches greatness, head on over to the John B. Pub. They got the best food in town, best chicken wings, best steaks, best beers on tap, more than anybody else in town. They got great staff. Tell them Ryan Hayes sent you. It's located on Austin Avenue, the John B. Pub.
The number one sports podcast in Vancouver with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Ryan Hayes and Big Mike are taking over the podcast scene
This
in Vancouver.
is I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
How y'all doing?
We
Sorry about
are
that.
going live.
Hey, no worries. Yeah, it popped up with a late meeting.
Was that?
Popped up with the late meeting.
Yeah, I had a late meeting. They called up last minute for our D-line.
Wow.
Yeah, a little practice yesterday.
Hey, it's all good. Well, thanks for taking the time for us.
Sorry, I'm out of breath. He's right upstairs.
Putting you to the test here. Yeah.
What was that?
Big Mike here, by the way, and that's Ryan.
Nice to meet y'all.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. So, yeah, born in Brampton, Ontario. What was life growing up like?
I mean, pretty simple, honestly. I mean, it wasn't much, to worry about growing up, thankfully. Despite how hard my parents have worked and still work today. My parents immigrated from Nigeria, way back. I don't even know when, but I'm honestly just first generation Nigerian. So ever since, as long as I can remember, it's been me, my three brothers, and younger sister, mom, and dad. And so that's kind of been us. And so with that, kind of just growing up, just never even grew up playing ball or anything, just grew up, really just around, just the church and, being in church all day, every day from like Wednesday to literally Sunday because my dad actually is a minister. We actually own our own church. So I grew up, doing that and then just sports alongside. It's always been just school, church, basketball. And that was my outlet, back then growing up.
Okay. You basically answered the next question that I was going to say. Did you play any other sports growing up?
Yeah, I mean, I started off basketball, for long, as young as I can remember, really. Just me and my bros, I was just, find a way just really just get a ball in our hand, just, play. And so literally you would just play basketball and occasionally play soccer, just by, nationality, really. I was kind of just knowing that Nigerians are, good at soccer, in my opinion. So, grew up playing soccer a little bit and basketball mainly.
Yeah, I have a note somewhere that says your brother played with Jamal Murray and Thompson.
Well, my brother didn't actually play with Jamal Murray himself. I mean, they're of different age, but the organization that we played for at the time had a lot of the guys that have been staple names out of Canada in terms of basketball. They kind of were in some way, shape, or form were connected or interacted with our organization, which was like CIA Bounce at the time. I mean, I haven't been back in a long time, so only God knows what it is now, like what it's called, or if they still go by CIA Bounce or not. But
yeah,
at the time, when I was growing up, CIA Bounce was the organization to kind of be with and play with, and the guys like Anthony Bennett, Andrew Wiggins, Dylan, Tristan Ennis, all those guys that were all, and even like the Canadian basketball coaches that that they had out of Canada with Steve Nash as well, and all those guys, all were intermingled in that basketball circuit that we also were fortunate to be a part of at a younger age.
So where do you call home nowadays?
That's a really good question. I mean, home is still forever Canada. Deep down in my heart, Toronto and being born and raised. But I mean, home is wherever you make it, in my opinion, honestly. As long as you got good people around you and, your circles, whatever you make it, that's where family always is. For me.
What made you choose football, and when did you start taking it seriously?
So I guess football kind of chose me in a way. I always, basketball will forever be my first love and still is to this day. But I think my body just naturally, obviously, was more suited to play football. And for me, it's like, I kind of really noticed that, football was probably going to be a longer career path for me in terms of, being able to still compete and do all the things I love to do in terms of, athletics. So I think around sophomore, junior year of high school was really when I kind of really honed in and focused in more of my energy on getting better at football than I did basketball. Okay.
And you originally went to Penn State, but what made you switch over to NC State?
Just an opportunity, really.
Okay.
For me, I wanted a better opportunity for, my athletic career. I felt like, there's just more that I could do and, can elevate my game and kind of still obviously compete with the best. And for me, it was just kind of like, right time and, time to kind of just head out really type of deal for me, for Penn State.
Okay.
Who would you say you try and mirror your game after or try and play like?
Shoot, I would say notably guys like Cameron Jordan on the Saints. I want to say as well like guys like, J.J. Watt as well, because of like, that motor and work ethic he's always had. And even just more, I really don't have a specific guy I always, really mold my game after, but I like to take bits and pieces from all the greats and really just, try and, see what I can, suits me really. I feel like you can never just be, like somebody else. I want to be the one and only Daniel Joseph, or whatever that is.
Well, we're on that note. Remember, I was there's another.
Yeah, I don't.
Go ahead.
I don't know if he. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if he told you or not, but so when we were we wanted to message you, he ended up messaging the wrong Daniel Joseph. So we ended up having this meeting lined up with a Daniel Joseph that plays for the University of Calgary, who I don't even know who he is because we messaged the wrong one.
Yeah, and he's also a football prospect. Yeah, the other guy's a football prospect. So, and then we got all the way into I posted the flyer like you saw this morning, and then this guy messaged me. He's like, "Yeah, man, you got the wrong Daniel Joseph." I'm like, shit. So, what'd you take away from your 3 years at Penn State?
I mean, a lot. I made a lot of good relationships with a lot of great people who I still, am in contact with today. Along with that, just, a lot of just life lessons. I think, the great thing about football in itself is that it teaches you a lot of things, no matter be it at Penn State or at, whatever else college. I think as long as you're in that game or in that world of football, there's always lessons you can take away from it. And I think most of the ones that I have taken away were from just my failures and successes at Penn State, and just like some of those lessons, obviously just time management, obviously, notably one, but the list can go on and on. But I'd rather not go into detail about it.
Yeah. How was the transition from Canada to the USA for you when you first went? And did you face any challenges?
That's a long time ago, thinking back on it. I want to say it was easy. I'm not lying. I was like, what, almost 8-9 years ago since I came to America. But I think at that time it wasn't bad because I was fortunate enough to come into a school that also still had guys from Canada at the time, So I think having that group of guys, and thankfully for my high school coach, he did a good job kind of bringing in, similar character guys who had similar mindset and work ethic, and we all just kind of actually gelled together. I got guys like Dejan, Wesley, Malcolm, like the list goes on, all from Canada, that from the GTA area, as y'all are familiar,
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself playing professionally?
Like if you mean like if I were to pick a dream team?
Well, yeah. I mean, I was getting at like worst case scenario. Would you accept like the CFL or?
Yeah, I mean, once again, for me, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't. I'm not shutting any doors with the CFL or anything, but I know that my number one priority is to be the best, and whatever the opportunity is to kind of showcase that ability and me being one of those, is where I feel like God's gonna take me.
Yeah, we know you're going to the NFL. We know that's why we want to have you on here and cheer you on, man, for the rest of your career.
Nothing's set in stone, but I mean, hopefully by God's grace, that is the destiny. But
And so once you started off as a tight end, correct? And then you switched over to the line.
Frankly enough, I started off as a DN first, but then started playing tight end in high school my junior year, and I got recruited to play tight end a little bit. But I mean, like playing tight end, I would still love to play it if I could. If they would let me. I'll try it out for sure, but right now I think obviously I'm still defensive end.
Yep.
And I'll craft that and mold that the best of my ability.
The NBA, along with the NFL, are seeing a lot of Canadians now making it to the show. Why do you think that is?
I mean, because we've always had talent. Just a matter of, I think it's a combination of just, time, and just evolution and just, how technology has allowed us to really just expand our horizons on all phases of, our daily life, even now, as you can see. But I mean, I think it's just a matter of just, okay, finally getting that recognition and, exposure from guys in Canada, here in the U.S.
If you could sit down for dinner with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be?
Kobe Bryant.
All right.
I like it. I like the choice. The best, man. How can you not pick that one?
And the Mamba mentality.
He's a maniac. That's why.
That's right.
I like Kobe. I don't know. You can't ever find a guy like that again. You ever really dive into his life.
So you had a pretty good 2020 season by some aspects. 17 solo tackles with 6.5 sacks. How do you look back on your year?
It was good. I think there was definitely much to grow and improve on. And I still think there's a lot for me to kind of, still do and produce. I mean, I'm not really a big numbers guy. I'm more of a guy that kind of just
teamwork.
That's a body of work that you've put in, show forth its manifestation. So like, I mean, it was good, but there's more to be done.
There's more to come. Absolutely. What did you major in?
At Penn State?
Yeah.
I majored in labor and employment relations.
Okay.
What is that?
It basically is a business. It's in the business field and area. It's like dealing with HR management and management of actual organizations and companies.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And how are you preparing yourself for the draft?
Well, I'm not even thinking of the draft, honestly. I know I still got another year of ball to play, so I want to do that and get better at what I got to get better at.
Okay,
absolutely. Do you have any pregame meals or rituals?
Rituals? No. Not I can think of besides,
No.
make sure I feel the best I possibly can. Albeit with stretching, whatever it may be.
What's your playlist like on your what's your pregame music? What gets you going?
A whole lot, but I got Drake on there for sure. I got to represent for the city, always. I got some G Herbo on there just because of Chi-Town. Being there for 4 years, I kind of grew like into the musical culture out there. With some Polo G. The list is pretty long. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
A
You have
lot
a
on.
favorite? Oh, go ahead.
You also got, but I'll keep it short for y'all though. But that's like my top three, really.
Okay.
G Herbo, Polo G, up there.
Oh,
three.
What about a sports franchise? Do you have a favorite one?
See, y'all might hate me for this one, but I do like the Chicago Bears a whole lot, and the Blackhawks.
There you go. Yeah, that's what you were hesitating to say there.
my defense, though, the only reason why I like the Blackhawks because I was fortunate to actually meet one of the players that I play for them now, and
Who's that?
very cool. Alex DeBrincat. He's actually from there as well.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that kid's a stud.
Yeah, he actually lived right beside me in high school, in our dorm room. He was a kid that lived in we had a dorm room. Obviously, I had a single my senior year. I'm pretty sure it was his sophomore year when he had came in. And so I kind of got to talk a bit with Alex DeBrincat a lot. He's a cool kid, very funny.
Yeah.
A lot of good, Friday nights spent in that dorm, just chatting it up with all, the hockey guys and stuff, and just cracking jokes and playing the NHL, whatever it may be.
That's awesome.
And then you said the Bears there also as well, which I'm pretty happy this week as a Seahawks fan that Russell Wilson didn't end up in Chicago.
I was hoping he did. I was really hoping.
Yeah, I bet you were.
Look,
They got my Bengals leftovers, so I'm okay with that. They can have Andy Dalton.
See, look, I go to NC State now, so I have to, I was really hoping that my man Russell Wilson would have got that quarterback they got from school we don't like to mention up here. The ones that wear the baby blue. See, so,
yeah.
Their quarterback Trubisky has been doing too well for my team, and it's been. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Not surprised, but
I don't think it was enough for the Seahawks to say yes. I mean, 3 first-round picks and then a third, and also two players that are currently playing. Like, you got to go 4 or 5 first-round picks to get my Russ.
Yeah, man, but hey, at least they tried.
Yeah.
They tried. They made an effort. So that's a good sign for me because it means that
Yeah, what would you be doing that if you weren't playing football like these days?
Probably pursuing, real estate.
Okay.
I'm somebody that really likes to either real estate or coaching, most likely, honestly, because me, I really like, the concept like, development and like, building and just kind of really like, the idea of, starting from the ground up, you put in the work from when there's nothing and then you get a nice, beautiful finished product. And I think a house is a prime representation of that, no matter what it is. So for me, I really like, real estate and development. So I think I would have probably pursued a career in that regard if I didn't play, football or sports in general.
Okay. What's your fastest 40 time?
Undisclosed.
Undisclosed. Okay. Fair enough.
Undisclosed.
As a young athlete, what inspires you to do good?
I mean, just, seeing my parents and how hard they've worked throughout their life and all those who have helped me get to the point of, where I am now. I feel like, once again, this world really just a reflection of what you put into it. I think, just the more positive energy you kind of put into this world, you get to receive it back tenfold in some way, shape, or form. And I mean, for me, like, doing good it's a very broad, you can use that in a lot of ways, so for me, it's like the more good and people that can, kind of look at you and see that, what, there's good in you or good that you have done is really what I like to just have, return to me at the end of the day.
Okay.
This is a draft question we always ask. If you were an animal, what would you be?
Ooh, it's a good one. What other animal would I be? I think a gorilla.
We get that answer a lot. Gorilla and lion are always the top two because you're the king of the jungle, right?
Not even that. It's just, have you ever watched two gorillas fight?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, I know not to mess with one of those if I ever come across it. So it's like,
Absolutely.
What's one challenge you came across and getting to where you are today?
One challenge I've come across? There's many. I guess getting hurt. I had two injuries at Penn State that, opened my eyes to, how grateful you got to be to, do what we do, and that's play football. I think, one challenge I faced then was not really realizing that this game of football can be gone just like that without, even blinking an eye. I think, going through that injury was probably the hardest part because it was like right when I got to Penn State, it was like, I think June 27th, 2016, was the day I legitimately tore my meniscus, and like it was pretty much out for that whole season. And just not being able to kind of be around the guys, even get to really meet anybody, because I forwent that during my during the recruiting process because of basketball. And so, like, I didn't really know anybody in my class and whatnot. But going through that injury and not knowing anybody, I had to really kind of just navigate myself through that first year in college a little bit myself, socially and athletically. It was a bit of a challenge. But I went through it because on the other side, I was able to understand and realize and gain that gratitude for the game that I play.
What's your favorite jersey number and why?
Favorite jersey number?
Yeah. I know you've switched a couple of times. That's why I'm asking.
I mean, I would say 13. It's always been, my number since high school, even since like I was a kid. I don't know why. It just always just stuck with me, with whatever I did. It was weird. I don't know why. It's just a weird number. I know it's a weird number, but 13 it's like always been my favorite jersey number.
Do you have a favorite sports movie?
Favorite sports movie?
Yeah.
Creed.
Okay.
Creed 1 and 2.
Okay. I always got to go with Remember the Titans. I love that movie.
I see, like that's too mainstream though. That's too.
You're the first person. You're the first person we've had actually say Creed.
Old with the new, I appreciate and value Remember the Titans. Great old, traditional values that are exhibited in it. But Creed, that's a different level of intensity though. Just that,
absolutely.
Have you watched it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
No, I feel like some of those shots that were taken, during the fights, were actually real. Because the fight scenes seemed a lot realistic than like the typical boxing movie to me.
Yeah, and Michael B. Jordan's in great shape, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, that guy's a superstar as well. Mike?
Yeah, if there was a karaoke competition, it was for $1,000, and you had to sing one song, what would it be?
Over by Drake.
Okay. That was pretty fast, actually. Most people have to think about it for a sec. You hit me right away. I like that.
You hadn't even finished the question yet.
That's going in my head right now, so I knew right away if I go, someone hit me with it, over. I got you.
That's awesome.
Hey, Daniel, I just want to thank you very much for taking the time for us today and coming on. We're big fans of yours, and we can't wait to cheer you on, man. We know you're going all the way, and we can't wait to cheer you on all the way to the top.
I can't wait to pick you in my fantasy football team.
I got to get there first.
Yeah.
For the picking, but I really do appreciate it, guys.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, my man. I really appreciate it, and good luck this season.
And give me maybe by next weekend, I should have this back for you.
All right. Thank you, boss. Appreciate it.
Thanks for taking
the time. Thank you so much,
today.
man.
Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
If you're looking for a place to go that has the best food in Coquitlam, the best staff in Coquitlam, the best chicken wings, the best steaks, most beers on tap, head over to Coquitlam's Best Bar. the John B. Pub. Tell them Ryan Hayes sent you and my dog Tupac.